for computers, for IT, for technology. You need to be able to take that passion and convert it into a career and get a job. Now the good news is in the IT area, there are fantastic opportunities. There are many local companies that you can look at. My purpose today is not to talk about that. The people from Virtus and other companies are very capable of introducing you to the magnificent opportunities that are available in Sri Lanka. But what I want to do is to speak to you about global opportunities. I want to be able to take a look at opportunities globally and in 2040. Now, why global? Well, if you take a look at your opportunities, you are in an international race for success. If you think back to the gentleman that spoke to you earlier from Virtus, he was in the U.S., he went different places. IT, by its very nature, is global. E-commerce, the internet, you can work anywhere. Companies can hire anybody, any place. So when you go for an IT job, you're just not competing against other students from your class or from St.Joseph's or from other schools in Colombo. You're competing against kids from Singapore, from Malaysia, from America, from Germany, from Mexico. All of these countries and many, many more. And you need to understand the situation. If you take a look at why global is so important to you, all you have to do is to take a look at potential earnings. If you take a look at the situation for Sri Lanka, average per capita income has grown dramatically in recent years. When I first started coming here, it was about $3,000 a year. Now it's doubled. It's over $6,000. This is average, the mean. But if you take a look at some of your neighboring countries, Malaysia, for example, average per capita income is nearly triple. So for those of you that like IT and you want to do a bit of work regionally, you don't have to go to America. You don't have to go to Europe. You can work in the region. If you take a look at other countries, for example, Maldives, average income. Take a look at Singapore. Now, Singapore is Malaysia's neighbor. But there's a very big difference in terms of income in Singapore. Over $60,000 a year. If you take a look at Western countries, Middle Eastern countries, the incomes are very high. Now, IT, the computer industry, allows you to access this in so many different ways. In many career fields, it's difficult. In IT, it's not. For example, if you're a student, you study here in Sri Lanka, you finish your final year in the U.S., you can extend your visa and work automatically. The program is known as OPT, Optional Practical Training. You can extend your visa automatically for almost 3 years. So these opportunities are there for you. But what you need to do is to think about your future. Now, why 2040? Well, if you were to start school today, start your degree, get through, do a bit of, get all the preliminaries out of the way, you will finish around 2019 or 2020. The average person will work 40 years. Half of 40 is 20. 2020 plus 20 years is 2040. The midpoint of your career is going to be in 2040. Not today, not tomorrow, but 2040. What is the world going to look like? Probably you're going to be able to do the majority of your banking, your commerce, from your smartphone. And your smartphone will probably be a lot smaller than this. You'll be wearing it on your wrist. These kinds of things are going to change not only IT, but they're going to change the world. And the IT opportunities in terms of careers are just going to be fantastic for you guys. So you can't prepare for yesterday. even today. You have to prepare for tomorrow. You're going to find that the future has no past paper. You need to pursue an education that takes you forward, that's future focused. And that is what you need in the IT field. Now, I've been talking to students throughout the region for almost 40 years, and I've helped thousands of students develop the right career, get the right education, and build their future. I've spoken at St.Joseph's in the past. I've trained teachers here. I've been here many times. And I'm available from time to time to meet with you. Today's talk is sponsored by my university, Herzing University, an American university, but there are programs that you can now do in Sri Lanka, including IT programs. Now, IT, or information technology, computers, and so on, is part of what's called STEM. STEM is science, technology, engineering, mathematics. So when you follow your A-levels, you will be doing, if you do the science stream, you're preparing for STEM careers. Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, of which IT, or computers, is part of. Now, I want to very briefly talk about this because there's over 200 different kinds of IT careers. So if you go into computers, you just don't do computers. You have to know what you're going to be doing. And many of you, if you choose that path, you're not familiar with this. So what I want to do today is to introduce this to you. IT covers many different fields that you can work in. You'll find that IT people work in a whole range of areas, not just computer science, but engineering, health science, design, business, space, security, entertainment like gaming and so on. These are the areas in which computer people work, plus of course, pure computer work. So if you look at IT as a future, you have a wide range of areas in which you can work. For example, hospitals now. They use a wide range of people in digital imaging. Security software is everywhere. There's no end to what you can do. You look at business, e-commerce, things like that. Billions and billions of dollars in terms of business will be done on the internet this year, with physical money never changing hands. So all of these things create future for you. Now, taking a look at the best computer careers, the top 10, I want to very briefly show you what I can talk to you about. The number one, this has been identified by computer professionals, software engineer. Now, when you take a look at developing your future, you need to find out about what these jobs are. So we have statistics, for example, software engineer, high salary, mid-range salary, low range, depending on where you work, what company, and an average entry salary. Now, I'm talking here a global average. US, Europe, Singapore, Malaysia, Dubai, all of these different places. The local industry, of course, you can approach directly, but my objective is to give you a little bit of a global perspective on this. Now, in addition to these statistics, you also have to know what these people are and what they do. So if you take the time to email me, we have a very, very clear set of descriptions on different career fields. So for example, what is a software engineer? People use these terms, but they don't know. So if this is going to be your life, you need to understand what the job is, what the career is, and what you're going to be doing for the next 40 years after you graduate. You need to know what a software and what do they do. So what we do is we also talk to students about typical job descriptions, the things that they work with, and so on. So by getting proper counseling before you start making a decision, you're going to be able to make the best decision for you. Number 2, telecommunications. If you take a look at salary ranges, mid-range, extremely good. Number 3, systems analyst. Now these are the rankings by the computer industry in terms of the opportunities and the best fields. Number 4, network security specialist. And again, you can see that the salaries are very, very high. Number 5, network administrator. This is someone that takes care of the network connections, the network organization. Database administrator, someone that will manage the databases. Health informatics. This, as I mentioned earlier, computers touch many different areas. So if you take a look at the health sciences and things like that, this is the field in which people often go if they want to work in a medical field, but also with computers. Computer technical support, number 8. Number 9, web developer. The internet is just growing fantastically. And over the next few years, you're going to see occupation number 9 and number 10 really move up. Number 10, webmaster. So if you're looking, of course, this is only the top 10 out of more than 200 different careers. Now, what you need to do, in addition to finding out what are the different things that you need to consider? For example, overall potential of the career field, how is it going to be going? Salary, job availability, and advancement potential. What is the potential for you to move ahead to advance in your career? So the statistics are available in terms of each of these for all of the different careers. And if you take the top score is 10, and most of these will rate between 8.5 and 10. So the opportunities in all of these areas, job availability, salary, future potential, very, very high. What you need to do is to learn about these careers and, as was mentioned to you earlier, find out which one you're passionate about. Then you have to develop the right skills. If you take a look at what employers want, what are the top skills that employers want? These here are the computer skills. So you take a look at, for example, like mobilizing applications. Mobile technology is just rapidly advancing. You can do things in your handphone, in your iPad that you used to be able to only do in a desktop machine or years before that in a mainframe. Now you can do these things in mobile applications. And if you take a look at programming, not just writing computer programs for mainframes and desktop machines, but apps for the iPad and so on, very, very big growth area. So when you take a look at the skills that employers want in the IT area, these are the 12 skills that they want most. If you email me, if you get in touch with us, then I can talk to you about which ones of those might be best for you. However, additional skills that employers want. And probably number 1, I've spoken to people at Accenture, at Virtusa, at a number of different companies. Number 1 on the list, communication. You have to be able to communicate. So when you're going through your O-levels, through your A-levels, the classes that you take in English, in communication, extremely important. Don't just think that because you're going into the IT field that you can ignore everything else. If you look at the list up here, teamwork combined with independence. The team sports that you play at St. Joseph's, the cricket, the rugby, these things develop team spirit, teamwork, cooperation. Now obviously at your age you're not going to be running huge, massive IT projects, but you are going to be working with other people in what's relevant for the high school environment. So you need to make sure that you're strongly involved in school activities that develop these other skills. If you email me, I'll be very happy to share that with you. In fact, in the past, I've conducted career guidance seminars here at St. Joseph's. Now, personal qualities. These are not things that you learn at school. These are personal qualities. One of the very, very strongest ones, personal integrity and trustworthiness. You're not going to advance if you don't have integrity, if you don't have ethics. And when I take a look at a school like St. Joseph's and the philosophy and religion, the social community, the academics, all of these things tie together to build integrity and ethics. And this is not just something that's nice, but it's required by employers. So everything that you do here, the sports, the activities, the clubs, the classwork, the types of personal traits that you build through the guidance of your teachers and the other people here, all of these things contribute to your employability and long-term success. They're not extras. They are integral parts of your education. So everything that you do at St. Joseph's, every day, all day long, plays a very vital role in your future. Now, what do you need to do next if you'd like some additional help? You need to find out what you can about the IT fields and about yourself. You need to find out about your career. Now, my email address is up here, kelchtravel@yahoo.com. Much easier to use than my university address. And as I said, we have our program at Horizon College here. Kumi, if you call her, she'll be able to make an appointment for you to meet with me. I'm leaving Sri Lanka tonight, but I'll be back in about 10 days. And during this period of time when I'm back, I can meet with you and we can do career assessments. You can email me. All of this information is going to be available for you to help you with your future. So I just want to say thank you very much for listening, and I wish you the very best in your future. The fact that you're here for the IT event indicates that you've chosen a very good field. Congratulations on that, and I wish you the best for the future. Thank you.